Hare Krishna devotees, stand up now. Welcome you all to the morning Bhagavad Gita Gita class. Before starting, we'll offer our pranams, danavas to Lordships, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya, Shri Sintai Gaur Chandradhi, Shri Vaman Devji, Shri Parashuramji, and all the assembled devotees. Om Adnyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We are in this chapter, the most confidential knowledge, chapter number 9. And we are on the verse 9.12. We'll recite the verse and translation. Mogasha moga karmano moga jnana vichetasa rakshasim asurim chaiva prakrutim mohinim shrita. Mogasha moga karmano moga jnana vichetasa rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shrita. Mogasha moga karmano moga jnana vichetasa rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shrita. Translation and purport by His Divine Graces Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. So here, in this shloka, Krishna clearly mentions that in the previous shloka, Krishna is telling Arjuna that avajananti mamuda, those who are bewildered, those who are deride me, those who reject me, they are getting bewildered. And here in this shloka, Krishna is continuing the same thing, same theme, that those who are deride me, those who are going away from me, those who are not carrying me in their heart, they will be baffled, how they will get bewildered in every every part of their life. Like maybe it may be the material life, maybe in every activity they will get baffled, they will get bewildered in their material life as well as in their karma, ashtanga, whatever they practice, they will get bewildered. So here you can see they will get baffled in their hopes. Mogha asha, they will get baffled in their hope. Moga karmana, they will get baffled in fruitive activities, as well as moga jnana. So everything they will get baffled. Moga jnana means in their knowledge also they will get vichetasa, means bewildered. So they are getting bewildered because they deride Krishna. And such demoniac atheistic person, they will be attracted towards the material world, and they will be taking shelter of the material world, and they will get bewildered. So in the purport, Prabhupada is telling clearly here. Yeah, there are many devotees who assume themselves to be in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, but at heart they do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna as the absolute truth. See here, this chapter name, if we overlook on this, then this chapter name is the absolute truth. Here if we see this chapter name, the most confidential knowledge. So most confidential knowledge means what? The most confidential knowledge. Most confidential knowledge, Guhya Tamam. In Krishna was telling Arjuna the knowledge which was like Guhyatara, But now he is telling Guhya Tamam. So this knowledge in this chapter, whatever Krishna is telling, that is Guhya Tamam. And in the first line only, Mogasha Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vichedisa. Whatever practice, whatever way, like Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati or by the fruitive activities or karma or by Jnana, whatever you try, but you will not get. But only with a bhakti, devotional service, you will get. But how to practice the devotional service? By telling this, Krishna is telling how we should not do this. So there are many devotees who assume themselves to be in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, but at heart they do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna as the absolute truth. Just by wearing tulsi mala, kanti mala, or just by putting tilak, we will not be a devotee. At the heart, at our heart, we should accept the Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Many times it happens like because of this, when we have full faith in Krishna, then it's actual devotional service. Otherwise, it is just a show off. For them, the fruit of devotional service going back to Godhead will never be tested. So even though somebody is thinking or someone is thinking that yes, I am devotee, I am practicing, but those who have not accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead at their heart, not by just doing mechanically. When we accept, then we can go back and back to God. So when we accept, then we surrender everything. Sarvadharman Parisesha, at the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Sarvadharman Parityaja. When we accept Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, then only we can give up everything. So when we have full faith that yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and we accept it at our heart, then only we can go back and back to Godhead, which is the main essence of this. So for them, the fruit of devotional service is what? Going back to Godhead. So that will not be tested, those who don't accept Krishna as the supreme at heart. Similarly, those who are engaged in fruitive pious activities and who are ultimately hoping to be liberated from this material entanglement will never be successful either, because they deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. In other words, persons who mock Krishna are to be understood to be demonic or atheistic. So, who deride Krishna or who reject Krishna? Those who are demonic. Asuri bhavam ashrita, avajanti mamuda, asuri bhavam ashrita. So, in the first verse, only 11th verse, yeah, this last verse, Krishna is telling that those who are fool, they will deride. So, even in the 7th chapter, Krishna is telling such demonic miscreants never surrender to Krishna. Namam duskritino muda prapadyante naradama. In that verse, Krishna is telling to Arjuna that those fools, such persons who mock Krishna, they will never surrender. They will never surrender to Krishna. Therefore, their mental speculation to arrive at the absolute truth bring them to the false conclusion that the ordinary living being and ordinary living entity and Krishna are one and the same. So they think that this Jivatma and Paramatma both are same because of their false conviction. With such a false conviction, they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered by material nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from this material body, there is no difference between God and himself. So after that they want like Sayuja Mukti, or means the Mukti which will be seen. So after this body, one will be same with the Lord. But devotees never want that. So with such a false conviction, they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered by material nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from material body, there is no difference between God and himself. This attempt to become one with Krishna will be baffled because of delusion. Such atheistic and demoniac cultivation of spiritual knowledge is always futile. That is the indication of this verse. For such persons, cultivation of knowledge in the Vedic literature, like the Vedanta Sutra and Upanishads, is always baffled. So, whatever jnana or whatever things they try to acquire by doing devotional service, but they don't accept Krishna at their heart, the supreme person, the supreme personality, then whatever they do, that is useless. Like that, it is just a bewilderment for them, because they will not get success in that whatever they perform the activities. So it is a great offense, therefore, to consider Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, to be an ordinary man. So it is very great offense to consider like Krishna is like us. Krishna is the supreme personality of God, Purna Purushottam Bhagwan. Those who do so are certainly deluded because they cannot understand the eternal form of Krishna. The Brihad Vishnu Smriti clearly states, Yo Vekti Bhautikam Deham Krishnasya Paramatmana Sasarvasmad Bahiskarya Srauta Smarta Vidanata Mukam Tasyavalokyapi Sachalem Snanam Acharet. One who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of the Shruti and the Smriti. One who thinks like that, they should be taken out from the Shruti and Smritis. And if one by chance sees his face, one should at once take bath in the Ganges to rid himself of the infection. So those who think, see how much it is offensive to consider that Krishna and we are the same. Who considers the body of a Krishna to be material? When nowadays many people do that in film industry and in many serials and all, they show like that Krishna is just uh, like this. Even in some movies, like recently some years back, some movie came on Sant Tukaram in Maharashtra. So they were thinking that they were just shown that Tukaram Maharaj is not a great devotee, he's just a social reformer. But it's very great offense considered Krishna as the body of a Krishna to be material. So like that, here it is saying like it is such an offense that if one by chance sees his face, one should take bath in Ganges and get rid of himself of the infection. So why it is like that? Why it is happening? Because why people are so means some people, why we don't accept Krishna at our heart? Means Arjuna may be thinking that yes, everyone should accept, but here Krishna is telling the Guhya Tamam. Even though someone is practicing, he will not get the result, which is the fruit of the devotional service that is going back to Godhead. Because why he is not accepting Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead at the heart. So when he is not accepting Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead at the heart, then how it will be? Why it is happening? So here Prabhupada is telling the reason that because people jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the supreme personality of Godhead demoniac life. Actually, their real knowledge will remain under delusion and gradually they will regress to the darkest region of creation. So main reason is because they are envious of the supreme personality of God. Why we give up and came to this material world? Because of envy. So envy means what? Envy means envy, no vacancy. Those who have envy, they don't have one smart soul. That one who has envy, they will not have vacancy in Guru. For them, there is no vacancy. So it's like envy is stopping us to love Krishna. So at our heart. So people jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the Supreme Personality of God. Their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in the species of atheistic and demonic life. Those who are such, those who don't have uh, complete faith on Krishna, they will be atheistic, they will be asur-like tendencies. And perpetually their real knowledge will remain under delusion. They will be always bewildered. Their real knowledge, they will not get the complete understanding of the Krishna. And gradually they will regress to the darkest region of creation. They will go to the darkest region of hellish planets. Their gati will be like this. Like that it is mentioned in the Gita version. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll stop here.